How Stoicism helped me quit bad habits. Imagine this. You're staring at your phone screen for the 5th hour straight. Your thumb aches, your eyes burn, and your brain, buzzing from caffeine and dopamine, feels like it's been hijacked. You tell yourself, just one more scroll, but one becomes 50. Minutes become hours, and that silent voice inside you, the one whispering "you're better than this," starts to fade into the noise. Maybe for you it's sugar, maybe it's gaming, maybe it's the thrill of constant notifications. We all have our escapes. I had mine too. Social media was my drug. 4, sometimes 5 hours a day, comparing myself to people I didn't even know. Every scroll chipped away at my peace. Then came caffeine, an endless loop of energy and crashes, and food, the comfort of sugar when my mind was tired. I was living reactively, not rationally. And deep down, I knew it. In a world where our attention is currency, I had gone bankrupt. But then I found a voice from 2,000 years ago. A man who lived as a slave, owned nothing, and yet claimed to possess absolute freedom. His name was Epictetus, and his words would help me quit everything that owned me. Welcome to Stoic Warlord. Today's video, how Stoicism helped me quit bad habits. This isn't theory, it's my story. 30 days, no shortcuts, no slow taper. Just Stoic discipline, modern chaos, and one promise to reclaim my freedom. If you're ready to do the same, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's begin. Section 1. My breaking point. Why I went cold turkey. Let's get honest. Habits are the quiet wars of modern life. They don't destroy you all at once. They erode you, one small surrender at a time. Every scroll that replaces deep thought, every snack that replaces discomfort, every "I'll do it later" that becomes a lifestyle. By the time you notice, well, it's already taken over. And the worst part? You know it is happening. And that was me. I'd wake up with the intention to read Marcus Aurelius or write, and end up 3 hours deep into a feed I didn't even enjoy. My goals slipped. My patience thinned. My mind, once sharp, felt dull and cluttered. So I decided to do something drastic. Quit everything. Cold turkey. No slow reduction, no just weekends. Delete the apps from my phone. Dump the sugar. Cut the caffeine. Reclaim the throne of my mind. It sounds dramatic, but so was the problem. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And I wasn't. So I chose war. I chose discipline over dependence. Section 2. The Stoic Framework. How philosophy became my weapon. Stoicism isn't comfort philosophy. It's battlefield philosophy. It doesn't tell you you're fine. It tells you you're strong enough to face anything. If you focus on what's within your control. Epictetus called this the dichotomy of control. Some things are up to us and others are not. The craving for sugar? Not fully up to you. The algorithm designed to hijack your brain? Not yours either. But your response, your choice to pause, breathe, observe, that's always yours. On day 1 of my challenge, I drew 2 columns in my notebook. What's mine and what's not. Urges? Not mine. Action? Mine. Anxiety? Not mine. My interpretation of it? Mine. That became my mantra. The first battles, the first 3 days were brutal. Caffeine withdrawal, headaches, mood swings, constant cravings, moments of quiet where the mind begged for distraction. But the Stoics prepared for this centuries ago. Seneca wrote, "The greatest obstacle to living is expectation, which depends upon tomorrow and wastes today." My cravings weren't physical, they were expectations. The expectation that I needed a fix to feel normal. I started reframing every urge as a test of strength. When my hands reached for my phone, I whispered, "This is my training." Epictetus said, "Difficulties show what men are." So I welcomed them. I began to see cravings not as enemies, but as teachers. Every impulse became a classroom. Every urge, an invitation to mastery. Section 3. The Cold Turkey Challenge. A week-by-week transformation. Week 1. The storm. First week was chaos. My sleep was erratic. Headaches from caffeine withdrawal. Constant mental noise. But I had a Stoic anchor. Whenever frustration hit, I repeated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." I replaced social media scrolling with Stoic journaling. Instead of energy drinks, I drank water and took cold walks. Instead of games, I read Marcus Aurelius, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." That line hit me like thunder. No more talking about quitting, just doing.
Week 2, the awakening.
The fog began to lift. My mind cleared. My sleep improved. My productivity surged. But something deeper shifted. A calm confidence that came from keeping promises to myself. Seneca said, "He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior." And I was beginning to feel that strength. I also started to see temptation differently. When I passed a coffee shop, I didn't feel deprived, I felt powerful. Because I could have it, but I didn't need it. Freedom, I realized, isn't doing what you want. It's not needing to. That's Stoic freedom. Week 3, the temptation. Midway through the challenge, my resolve was tested. Friends invited me out for drinks, junk food all around. I told myself, one won't hurt. Then I remembered Epictetus. No great thing is created suddenly. The habit I was killing had taken years to build. Why expect it to vanish in days? I smiled, ordered water, and stayed grounded. That night while walking home, I felt something strange. Peace. Not excitement, not pride, just peace. The peace that comes from alignment between what you believe and what you do. That's what Stoicism really gives you. Not emotional numbness, but emotional integrity. Week 4, breakthrough. The final week felt like freedom. I was not fighting anymore. The urges came, but they were whispers, not commands. I began to see how Stoicism had rewired me. When an urge appeared, I didn't suppress it. I studied it. I let it pass. As Epictetus said, practice then, from the start, to say to every harsh impression, you are an impression, and not at all the thing you appear to be. That became my mental shield. By the end of the 30 days, I felt lighter, sharper, calmer. My energy was real. My attention, mine again. Section 4. The Stoic Toolkit. Ancient habits that replace modern ones. Stoicism doesn't just remove bad habits. It replaces them with better ones. Here's what worked for me, and it's ancient. Journal of impressions. Every night, I wrote what triggered me, what I felt, what I thought, how I reacted. This turned unconscious behavior into conscious choice. Seneca said, each day, ask yourself, what bad habit have you cured today? 2. Premeditatio malorum. Anticipate the fall. Every morning, I visualized temptation, caffeine cravings, scrolling, sugar, and imagined myself saying no. When it happened later, I was ready. 3. Voluntary discomfort. I took cold showers, skipped meals, walked in silence, not to suffer, but to strengthen. Epictetus taught, if you want to improve, be content to appear foolish and stupid in extraneous matters. Let people laugh. You're training for freedom. 4. Memento mori. Every night, I reminded myself, I might die tomorrow. Do I want to die scrolling? It killed excuses instantly. Amor fati. Love of fate. Love of fate. When discomfort came, I didn't resist. I said, this is the path. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. That's how you turn cravings into catalysts. Section 5. Neuroscience. Meet Stoicism. Modern science now confirms what the Stoics intuited. Habits live in the basal ganglia, the brain's pattern center. They're not broken by force, but by awareness. Each time I caught an impulse, before acting, I weakened the loop. It's literally neuroplastic Stoicism. Modern research shows journaling reduces craving intensity by 27%. Cold exposure boosts dopamine without addiction, and reflection rewires impulse control. The Stoics didn't have MRI scans, but they understood the same thing. Master the mind, and the body follows. Section 6. 30 days later. The result? After 30 days, I was sleeping better, thinking clearer, creating once again. I'd lost weight, but gained something far more valuable. Integrity. The gap between who I wanted to be and who I was finally closed. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, a man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions. And my ambition now was simple, to live in harmony with reason. To choose what I do, not be dragged by impulses. Section 7. The lesson. Freedom through discipline. Stoicism doesn't eliminate pleasure. It teaches proportion. You can still enjoy the taste of coffee, but you're not enslaved by it. You can still scroll through social media, but it no longer controls your mood. That's the difference. You move from being owned by pleasure to owning your peace. As Epictetus said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. And freedom begins with one question. Who's in charge right now? Me or my habit? Ask yourself that every day. Section 8, Call to Action, your 30-day cold turkey challenge. So now, it's your turn. Pick one habit, just one. Something that's stealing your time, your focus, or your peace. It could be sugar, endless scrolling, gossip, alcohol, even self-doubt. Commit to 30 days. Go cold turkey. You'll want to quit on day 3. That's the point. When you do, remember Epictetus's words. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Each craving is proof you're winning. Journal, reflect, practice, and when you want to cave, whisper to yourself, "This is my training." That one sentence saved me more than once. Section 9, Closing Reflection. 30 days of Stoic living taught me this. Freedom isn't found in indulgence. It's found in control. When you can look at temptation and smile, knowing it has no power, you're untouchable. Epictetus was born a slave, but his mind was never chained. You were born free. Don't trade that for a habit. If this video helped you, like, subscribe, and share your story in the comments. Tell me, what's the one habit you'll conquer first? Because freedom doesn't start tomorrow. It starts now. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. Stay grounded, stay disciplined, stay stoic.